House on Underbridge Lane. Part 2. The Portrait Room. Claire stared at the brass key on her nightstand. It was ice cold, as if pulled from snow. She hadn't opened a window, hadn't let anyone in. She barely slept. But here it was, shining, waiting. Down the hall, the attic door stood slightly ajar. She should have called someone. Left, burned the damn house to the ground. But something compelled her, like a thread wrapped around her spine, pulling gently, insistently. The brass key slid into the attic lock perfectly. The latch snapped open, and the attic door creaked wide on its own. Dust swirled upward, as if inhaled into the darkness beyond. Claire stepped inside. The attic wasn't what she expected. It didn't feel like a storage space. It felt like a room meant to be entered, like a stage waiting for its actor. The wooden floor was perfectly clean, not a speck of dust. The walls were lined with enormous portraits, stretching from floor to ceiling. Each one was a different person, dressed in period clothing. All were painted in fine detail, too fine. Their eyes followed her. Not in the metaphorical way, really followed her. When she turned, the angles shifted. When she walked, their gazes moved. One painting in particular stood out. It was a portrait of her grandfather. Younger, stern. He wore a black coat with a silver pin shaped like a keyhole. But unlike the others, his eyes weren't looking at her. They were looking to the side, at the painting next to him. That one was covered in a black cloth, the only one not exposed. Claire reached out, something inside her screaming not to. But her fingers tugged the cloth aside anyway. It was a painting of a woman. Her face was pale, mouth slightly parted as if whispering. But where her eyes should have been were two black, gaping holes. Not painted, punched through, as if something had clawed them out from behind the canvas. Below the frame was a small bronze plaque. She who watches. Claire staggered back. That's when she saw the shadows moving in the corner of the attic. Just beyond the reach of the single bulb hanging overhead. Long, thin shadows, twitching. Then a voice, whispered, barely audible. "You've unsealed it. Now she can see again." The light bulb popped. The attic went dark, and behind her, she heard slow, deliberate footsteps coming up the stairs.